Hey everyone, it's Modern Day Nana. Hey guys, I'm outside and I was getting a bunch of junk together because I wanted to make some wind chimes. So we're going to do 3 different kinds of wind chimes. I literally went around gathering junk, things I thought I could use for wind chimes. I mean, I'm using that word loosely. Uh, and I found a bunch of fun, cool stuff. Okay, so first of all, I went ahead and strung these, but I'll show you what I did. These were, you can get them at Dollar Tree, I'm pretty sure. These were, my daughter wore them one year for a Halloween or a costume. They're like she was going to a luau or something. Um, so I just took them apart, and I just took um, a little drill bit, just a tiny one, and there were some holes in it, but I drilled a hole through the top, and there were 3 holes in it already, so I just had to drill one on the side. Then I had these, I had the bell parts from something I took apart, um, and then I had all the beads. So collect your beads, and they can be random. These were from a garland that I got in the party section at Hobby Lobby. And then the gold ones in between are just an old necklace I had. And then these big, nice ceramic blue ones on the ends were from a necklace I had. I just took, I had some jewelry wire. This is uh 50 feet of 26 gauge. So it's really thin, like for little beads. So that is what I went ahead and put these together with. So I just made a loop, put my bell on the end, and then just strung however many beads I wanted up through it. And I just took and did like the spacers out of the gold. They're not all the same. They're not all the same size, but yeah, I think they'll be cute. And you know what? I think I have one big blue one left. We could put it up here. Here it is. And those were just off of a super duper heavy necklace. I can't imagine. So we could do something like that. And then we should have, oh, here. We should have some gold ones left. Maybe all we'd need was that. Here's like a rosette that's a gold. These are just random beads that fell off of something, or like I said, I took something apart. So here's a pretty gold one. I don't know. I kind of like the blue one right down there. I've been painting because I have other projects. So let's go ahead and just stay with the wire, since that's what we've got. Now, actually, I had just pulled this wire off of something else. I don't even know where it came from, but we can just use a piece of it and put our beads through the top. And I will leave this long enough. I think I'll just put it like on a shepherd's hook or something. If this will go through this little bead, I'm not sure. You know what? It'd probably be good to put a bead here, just kind of as a, kind of act like as a washer. Oh, yeah, good. It went through there. Okay. So, and then we can just loop this over. We could, I don't think 2 will go through here. So we'll just leave it for now. And then we'll take our, oh yeah, I think that'll be better. Okay. So we just want to determine how long, where we want to hang this, how long we want it. I think I'm going to loop it over. and bring it back through, but I want to give myself, I'm just not sure how long I want it. I think that's plenty long. I think that'll give us a nice enough loop. We don't need, it's not a big wind chime. So I don't feel like, you know, it needs to be on a big scale. This is the smallest one we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to put a bead through here, and then we can just twist tie it off, and that will be good for our hanger. I've just got some little wire cutters, and it's not even totally even on there, but that just adds to the charm of it. Okay, so, and we could put a little dab of glue here if we wanted, and then underneath I just put that bead and just twisted it around. Okay, so now I've just got, like I said, these four. This is a lot thinner wire. I'll save what we don't need, but I think what I'll do is just, we will come from the inside. I'm going to let this dangle in here with just the wire about an inch, just about an inch. Okay, and then I'm going to take and go back through the hole a couple of times. And then just go up here and twist tie it off. Just twist it around and cut it. And we'll see what that sounds like. It's nice because we have the bells on the end. That's cute. Get a little wind going. Okay, so let's do it again. I'm just going to come from the inside, leave about an inch here. That way it just gives us a little wiggle room and gives room for it to kind of bounce around in the wind. And I'm going to bring my wires back through a couple of times. There's one. There's two. And then I'm just going to twist tie it a bunch of times together. You could twist tie it all the way down the wire if you wanted. Just twist this wire. See what I'm doing? Just twisting this wire around it. Make it good and sturdy. That's nice. That's nicer than that. I'll go back and twist that one. And then just trim it off. Here, let's twist this one around this wire. I'm just gonna fold that up in there. This one. We could E6000 it. I don't think we need to. E6000 is that glue. Well, you can't really see now. It's a good sturdy hold, especially if you're going to have stuff outside. Let's see what we got. Oh my goodness, that is adorable. Okay, so we got this one done. And this is such a cute addition to your garden. Okay, so we'll put this one up in on our boho patio. We already did the first little wind chime that we put up on our patio. And so let's go to the second one. Now I wanted to make, oh, I also got these off Amazon. It's just, I just figured I could use them. It was, I think it was like $9.99. And it's just this whole thing of um, little eye hooks, different sizes. So that's nice to have. So, and I'll use these for lots of stuff. There was just some random ones in the garage, but you know, not anything to uh, have enough to mess with. Okay, so here's some little plates I've got. I thought we could do something with these. This one's got a chip in it. So, you know, plus, I mean, right, what are you going to do with decorative plates? I mean, you could have a nice decorative plate wall. Well, there's a lot of things you could do with them, but, you know, they're, they're, they're plenteous. They're plentiful. Let's put it that, plentiful. Okay, so I had found for our next wind chime, I had found, um, well, I had found some old silver plated silverware, some forks, and then in my mom's stuff, look how precious this is. This was in my mom's stuff. Lady Doris's design, 6 silver plated ice teaspoons. I mean, they would be precious, and you still can, you know, if you wanted to take them out of the wind chime or not do a wind chime with them. I went ahead and drilled little holes in the ends because we need them to hang, right? So if you don't want to do that, you know, you could just stick them in a teacup or something like that and display them. I'll do something with this box. It's so adorable. I don't know where she got them or how long she's had them, but they're old. So anyway, I went ahead and just got some fishing line and strung these all up. I probably got them all twisted now, but I just went ahead and strung them up on some fishing line, and I thought we could just vary them how we want to hang them and decide what we want to put them on. I'm thinking this would be too big, but see the plates that have the little holes in them? It was just a decorative thing. These I got at the thrift store. They're not old. It says do not, not for food use on them. But I was thinking we could do something like this and make this the top. I've got on the tail end of my E6000 here. Let's go ahead and put some E6000 on these little guys. If we can get it out, it's always a challenge to get the stuff out of the actual tube. And then so that we can get a more immediate hold, we'll put some hot glue on it. Okay, so this can be the top, which is cute. And then we can hang our silverware. And we don't need it to be near this long. I just cut it this long because I didn't want it to be too short. So I think we could go ahead. Let's go ahead and just make our design how we want it. We have 5 of these, so if we want to space these out kind of evenly and then fill in with the forks. Okay, I am just going to go ahead and I kind of got them laid out how I'm thinking. Here's a couple extras that I can maybe stick on the inside, closer to the inside. I'm just going to go ahead and decide how much I want these to dangle. So we could make this the top or we could make this the top. I think I'll make this the top. And this is fishing line. Now we don't have to go to the very outside. There's three, see, there's three different levels of where the holes are at. I think I'm going to go in the middle one. And I don't think for this part we'll need any glue because we can just tie these together. When we decide, how dangly we want them. So like that other little one we did, maybe just, I wanted to be able to, you know, dangle in the wind and not get hung up here on the, although that makes a pretty sound too. And I'm just going to tie this fishing line. Now you can tie, you know, you can tie, oh, listen to that. Well, that's exciting. I'm just going to tie some knots in here, and I'm not going to make them all exactly even, just kind of, you know, in the roundabout vicinity of an inch. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. That's a pretty sound. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got our spoons on. Wow. That's a pretty sound. Now let's do our forks and we'll get things a little closer together and we should get some beautiful sound out of this. Okay, here she is hanging up, but we lost our sound, so we're going to go on to the third project. Okay, here we are. All right, so I took these wood spindles out of an old chair and they were in really bad shape, so I just spray painted them with some clear coat and it really brought them back to life. Now, I took those eye hooks that I showed you earlier and I just drilled a little hole and put them in the end and then put those little eye hooks in there. So then I hooked fishing line to it and I put those through the yellow wood part and brought them all up flush to where the eye hook part was on the underneath. And then I just glued those all down to where the eye hook was flush to the bottom of the wood. Then I just took a piece of wire, that thicker wire we had earlier. I put a yellow bead, and this was a flower, a metal flower. I think it's supposed to be a succulent from Dollar Tree, and I just painted it red. It was like a light blue, and I'm just pulling a piece of that wire through like we did on the other one, making a loop, pulling it through to where I want it, and here it is. Okay, and then I just twisted that off underneath the yellow wood part. Now I'm just going to glue the flower down. I used some hot glue and I also used the E6000 and I glued it down. I don't think I'm going to do anything to these bottoms. I didn't. I think they're nice as they are. I thought about maybe some beads, but I was like, no, that doesn't need them. So yeah, we just left them like that, and I think it turned out really nice. Okay, so let me show them to you. I just stuck this in a plant on a little like shepherd's hook thing, and it is just hanging by the fishing line. That's how we ended up. I just tied all those fishing lines in a knot. This is the cute one we made with the coconut half shell and the beads and all the bound stuff we had. That one's going to stay in the garden, in the boho little patio. And then, oh, there's Momo. Hi. Hi, Green Eyes. She just kind of hangs around outside. She comes in sometimes. There she goes. Okay. And here's the one we just made. So I'm not sure where I'm going to put this one yet. Might put it on the front porch because I kind of made it with that in mind, with those colors. And we'll do a little front porch thing. It just needs to be scrubbed off and a few things done. But yeah, so there are our 3 wind chimes out of very different things. So get your junk together. Let's make something fun. Just go by these guidelines. And I will see you guys soon with another video. Like and subscribe.